All right, let's unpack this research you sent over on AI bots in Counter-Strike. It's a fascinating mix. We got a research paper, snippets from an AI model website, and a Reddit discussion. Really a real-world deep dive here.
Yeah, it's a really smart mix of sources. Kind of gives us a 360 view of what's going on.
Yeah. The mission objective here, you can define it that way, is to understand how AI is learning to move like a pro in CSKnow. And specifically in retakes rounds on the D-Des2 map, those rounds where one team is trying to reclaim a bomb site.
Exactly. High stakes, quick thinking, lots of room for both brilliant plays and devastating mistakes.
Yeah, and here's where it gets really interesting. We're not just talking about AI bots that are programmed to win at all costs.
Right.
We're talking about bots that move with the same kind of intuition and strategy. As a human player, imagine having a bot teammate that actually understands flanking maneuvers, knows when to hold an angle, and even pulls off those clutch trade kills.
Yeah, it's all about replicating that human element of decision-making, those split-second calls that can make or break a round.
All right, so let's meet the brains of the operation here, this AI bot called MLMOVE, developed by a dream team of researchers from Stanford, Activision Blizzard, and NVIDIA.
Yeah.
It's already making waves in the CSGO community.
Yeah. And it's all thanks to its secret weapon, a transformer-based model. I know that sounds super technical, but stick with me here. Think about how Netflix seems to know exactly what shows you'll love, based on your watch history. That's kind of what a transformer model does, but for CSGO.
So MLMOVE is binging hours of pro Counter-Strike matches and learning the tricks of the trade from the best of the best.
Exactly. It's been trained on this massive data set of pro gameplay called CSKnow. 123 hours of elite-level Counter-Strike, capturing every movement, every shot fired, every strategic decision. It's like giving MLMOVE a masterclass in competitive CSGO.
Hold on, 123 hours, that's a lot of Counter-Strike,
Yeah.
even for me. So we're not talking about your average casual matches here.
Definitely not. We're talking about the top tier of competitive play, where every millisecond counts. CSKnow is packed with data points, player positions, weapon choices, even things like health and armor status. MLMOVE is getting the full tactical picture.
So it's using all that information to become the ultimate Counter-Strike student, learning not just how to win, but how to play the game like a human would.
Yeah, and it's learning fast. MLMOVE is insanely efficient, making movement decisions for all players in a match in less than half a millisecond. All that on a single CPU core? It's like having a supercomputer for a brain, but focused entirely on mastering Counter-Strike.
Wow. That's incredible. But what does it actually look like in the game? What makes MLMOV's movements so human-like?
Well, the researchers went all out to figure that out. They had actual human players evaluate MLMOV's performance, comparing it to other bots, and even expert scripted bots.
So they put MLMOVE through a real Counter-Strike Turing test.
You could say that. And the results were pretty stunning. Players consistently rated MLMOVE as significantly more human-like than any other bot they'd seen.
That's got to be a huge win for the research team. But what was it about MLMOVE that made it stand out? Was it the way it moved across the map? Or something deeper?
It's more than just mimicking movement patterns. Remember, the goal is to replicate human decision-making in the heat of the moment. And that's where things get really fascinating. So the researchers actually found that MLOVE made significantly fewer of those classic bot mistakes, like holding a bad position or abandoning high ground for no reason. It was actually making like the kind of smart tactical choices you would expect from a seasoned player.
So it wasn't just about like running and gunning. It was about understanding the WHY behind those movements. It's almost like MLMOVE was developing a sense of game awareness, just like a human player would.
Exactly. And that's actually where the Reddit discussion got really interesting. People were blown away by how MLMOVE was pulling off those classic Counter-Strike tactics, like trading kills.
Can you explain trading kills?
Yeah.
For people who maybe aren't as familiar with CS Bureau.
Sure. Trading kills is a teamwork tactic, where if one player gets taken down, their teammate tries to immediately take out the enemy who killed them. It's all about minimizing losses and maintaining map control.
Oh, so it's a pretty strategic move, not something you would expect a bot to just do instinctively.
Right. But people were sharing all these stories on Reddit about MLMBE pulling off these trade kills, coordinating with its human teammates like a pro. There was even one comment about how MLMOVE seemed to understand the concept of baiting an enemy, which is pretty high-level strategy. It's definitely a challenge that developers are going to need to address, especially as this technology gets even more sophisticated. But on the flip side, there's also a lot of excitement. about the potential benefits of this kind of AI. Like imagine having AI training partners that can help you practice specific skills or even analyze your gameplay and provide you with personalized feedback.
Oh, that would be incredible. It's like having a personal Counter-Strike coach available 24/7. But I am curious what you think about the impact on competitive gaming. Because some people might argue that if AI bots become too good, it'll take away from the human element of the game.
Yeah, that's a valid point. And there were definitely some concerns voiced in the Reddit discussion about whether or not this technology would make competitive gaming more boring.
Right. But wouldn't it also, raise the skill ceiling for everyone? I mean, if you're practicing against bots that move and think like pro players, wouldn't that push human players to get better too?
Absolutely. It's like having access to the best sparring partners in the world, helping you to refine your tactics and elevate your game. Some people even believe that AI could lead to the development of entirely new strategies and gameplay styles that we haven't even thought of yet.
It's almost like AI is becoming a collaborative force in the evolution of the game itself. Instead of replacing human players, it's pushing the boundaries of what's possible and inspiring us to think differently about how we play.
Exactly. And it's not just about Counter-Strike either. The research even suggests that this approach could be applied to other multiplayer games. Like imagine AI teammates in Call of Duty or Valorant that move with the same strategic awareness as a human player.
Okay, now I'm really starting to see the potential here. It's like we're on the verge of a whole new era of gaming, where AI isn't just about making games harder, but about making them smarter and more immersive.
Yeah, and it all comes back to that core idea, creating AI that doesn't just play the game, but understands the game.
This whole deep dive has been mind-blowing. We've gone from the technical details of transformer models to the philosophical implications of AI's role in gaming.
Yeah, and we've only just scratched the surface. There's so much more to explore here.
Oh, I know, but before we go down that rabbit hole, I am curious to hear your thoughts on if you were to continue this research, what direction would you take it in?
That's a great question. For me, the most exciting avenue for exploration is the potential for this kind of AI to not only learn from human players, but to actually develop its own unique strategies and play styles.
So we're talking about AI that could potentially outsmart even the best human players.
It's definitely within the realm of possibility. But the more interesting question is whether it could teach us something new about the game, whether it could unveil strategies or tactics that we as humans haven't even considered yet.
It's like AI is becoming this tool to explore the strategic depths of a game, finding those hidden pathways to victory that we as humans might never have seen on our own.
It is a fascinating concept, and it really highlights how AI can be more than just a competitor. It can be a collaborator, a teacher, even a source of inspiration.
Yeah. This whole deep dive has really been an eye-opener for me. I came in thinking we would be talking about bots that just, rack up kills.
Yeah.
But we ended up exploring this whole new frontier of AI that's really about understanding and replicating the human element of gaming.
Yeah, it's about capturing the essence of what makes us good players, right? The intuition, the adaptability, even those moments of brilliance that come from thinking outside the box.
And who knows, maybe this is just the beginning. I mean, if AI can learn to move like a pro in a complex game like Counter-Strike, what other human skills could it master?
That's the million-dollar question, isn't it? I mean, we've seen AI tackle things like language, art, even music. Gaming is just another domain where AI is pushing the boundaries of what's possible.
It's almost like AI is becoming this mirror, reflecting back on us, our own capabilities and potential. And in that reflection, we're discovering new possibilities, new ways of thinking, new ways of being.
It's a powerful reminder that technology isn't just about replacing humans. It's about augmenting our abilities and expanding our horizons.
Well said. This has been an incredible deep dive into the world of AI and gaming, one that's left me with a lot to think about.
Yeah, it's been a pleasure exploring these ideas with you.
And with you, listener. We hope you've enjoyed this journey to the heart of Counter-Strike AI. Until next time, keep your minds open, your skills sharp, and your game on point.